Hi, and welcome back to another motivational moment with me, your coach, Michelle. You guys, I am super excited because for the time that is ours to share, I want to talk about how to start working on yourself and becoming a much better person. So, we're going to jump right on in. So, number one, break the norm. Sometimes you already know the changes that you want to make in your life, but sometimes it's not as clear what behaviors are holding you back from your full potential. So it doesn't have to be big things. If you usually get up and check your phone instead of getting up, instead get up, relax for about 10 minutes, and then start your day. If you usually check your email first thing in the morning, first thing when you get to the office, instead try spending an hour working on your biggest task for the day. Or if you get up, let me go back to the checking of the phone thing. If you get up and you normally do that, why don't you get up and go into your prayer closet? And that could be just sitting on the edge of your bed. It could be a chair in your room, your closet, your bathroom, wherever it is. And why don't you spend a little time with God and just talk to Him. Thank Him for waking you up in the morning. Have your prayer and meditation time. But it's just about doing some different things. Number two, give yourself a performance review. Now, I know you're thinking, Michelle, what does that mean? So nothing makes a goal fail faster than not holding yourself accountable. It's not all well and good to say you'll wake up half an hour early every day, but if you're not checking in on yourself, so you'll probably start hitting the snooze button again before you know it. So set up a regular time to check in with yourself on your goals. Every evening, once a week, or whatever works for you, sit down and think about what you've been doing well and where your weaknesses are, and then come up with action items for how you're going to overcome them. Better yet, write them down as you keep up with your progress. And if you're still having trouble staying on track, find someone else to help you stay accountable. Everybody should have an accountability partner. Or if you don't, then this is my what is it? My vision book. This is what holds me accountable, because I go in this book sometimes once a day, sometimes several times a week, several times a month. It just depends on what it is that I'm doing. But this is what holds me accountable, because I can, as the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. That's what I've done here. Write down the vision for various areas of my life, and this is what holds me accountable. But I'm so thankful that I do have accountability partners as well. Number three, overcome your fears. Whether it's the fear of uncertainty, the fear of public speaking, or the fear of risk, fear is failing, or the fear of failing, etc. All of your fears keep you in the same position and prevent you from improving your life. They keep you stuck. Fear keeps you here. You cannot get here, which is where you want to be, if you live in fear, because fear will do nothing but keep you stuck. Recognize that your fears reflect areas where you can grow as a compass pointing at areas that need attention. Start today working on moving past those fears. Number four, wake up early. So waking up early has been acknowledged by many to improve your productivity and your quality of life. When you wake up early, you'll have time to dedicate to self-improvement before everyone else gets up. You'll add extra time to your day. You'll soak up the morning tranquility and absorb the early morning sunlight that will help your brain switch into its active mode. Sometimes just waking up 30 minutes earlier can help to make a big difference in your day. And if you don't want to commit to a whole hour or 2 hours, start with 30 minutes. And if 30 minutes is too much, start with 15 minutes. Just get started. Number five, create a weekly exercise routine. Y'all know I'm always going to throw exercise up in there. So a better you starts with being in better shape through physical activity. I personally make it a point to strength train 3 days a week. Typically that is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, if for some reason my schedule gets off or something comes up and I cannot do that, then I will pick another day. Like I have gone, Monday is leg day. That is like the holy grail of workouts, okay? You don't miss leg day. And I may not make it on Wednesday to work my back, so I'll go and do it on Thursday work my back, but then Friday I'm there working my arms and chest. Do you understand what I'm saying? But you have to have a routine, because if otherwise you're just kind of winging it. You know what I'm saying? You do it if you do it, or you don't if you don't. Case in point, before I go on with what I was getting ready to say, I keep a workout journal, which is actually downstairs, and I write out my workout, the machines that I'm going to do, the number of sets, the number, the number of reps, sets, and the weight. So that when I go to the gym, everything is all, my plan is all laid out. I'm not sitting there going, what should I do next? Should I go over here? Should I go over there? Now, there are times, if like I come in and the first thing I do is get on the leg press machine, because there's only one. And sometimes if I come in and somebody's on that machine, I'll just go over and do inner and outer thighs, because it's right over there near the leg press machine, so that when they're finished, I can get off those two machines and then go get on the leg press. But I have a plan. The order doesn't matter in which you do it, but you need to have a plan. So a better you starts with being in better shape through physical activity. I personally make it a point to strength train 3 days a week. And I end it with 30 minutes of cardio. I also have 3 days a week where I only do an hour of cardio and give myself 1 day of rest. As of late, I've been giving myself 2 days of rest. It just depends on the week that I'm having. Typically, I'm not going to say typically, Saturday is always going to be my day of rest, because a lot of people come into the gym on Saturdays just to do cardio. However, what I've noticed is that Saturday evenings, the gym is almost empty. And the gym I'm talking about is Planet Fitness. I'll drive by and there may just be a couple of cars in the parking lot. So I thought, you know what, on the days that I feel like it, I'm just going to go over and just get in an hour of cardio and come on out, because I've already got my strength training in for the week. But again, you have to have a plan. Number 6, write a letter to your future self. I love this idea. So where do you see yourself a year from now? What kind of person will you be after you learn how to improve yourself? So write a letter to your future self and then seal it up. Make a date on your calendar to open it between 1 and 5 years from now. So if you take today and you write a letter to your future self, I want you to take that letter up, put it someplace that you'll remember where it is, number 1. And then you can say, in a year from now, I'm going to open that letter and read what I wrote to my future self to see if I was able to do the things I said I was going to do. Or if you don't want to do it a year, you can do 2 years from now, 3 years, 4 years. I wouldn't go no further than 5 years. But whatever you choose to do, write that letter to yourself. And I'm actually thinking about doing that for myself. Number 7, get out of your comfort zone. And y'all know I've talked about this before, because real growth comes with hard work and sweat. Being too comfortable doesn't help you grow. It makes you stagnant. Let's just keep it all the way real. You must identify where your comfort zone lines are, and how you can begin to step out of them a little at a time. I'm not saying your comfort zone is here, so I want you to jump way over here. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if your comfort zone is here, I need you to figure out how you can jump maybe right here. Okay? Or if your comfort zone is here, because this is where you're comfortable, step out just here. And then give that a little bit and step out here, because you don't want to go from here all the way out to here. That will just throw you so far off, okay? You must identify where your comfort zone lines are and how you can begin to step out of them a little at a time. Go hiking on a trail that you've never been to. Now please be careful and don't go by yourself. Make a dish that you've never tried, or say yes next time a friend asks you to go out when you normally say no. And then, I didn't have this in my notes, but sometimes you have to tell people no. I know it's hard. It is, because I don't like saying no to people. But sometimes you really have to tell people, no, I just cannot do that. And be all right with saying no. Okay? Number 8, acknowledge your flaws. Because everybody has flaws. And if you tell me you don't, you're telling a bald-faced lie, because we all have flaws. I have flaws. You have flaws. We are a flawed people. But what's most important is to understand them, acknowledge them, and address them through self-improvement practices. Remember to do this with a sense of self-love, okay? Never with hatred, never with a begrudging spirit, but always with self-love. Don't look at your flaws through a self-critical or mean-spirited light. This is about finding areas that you feel you can improve upon, not finding things that are wrong with you. I know I can improve upon my weight, and I do it with self-love, and I'm working on that. Number 9, learn from people who inspire you. This is powerful, you guys. So think about people that you admire, people who inspire you. These people reflect certain qualities you want to have for yourself as you learn how to improve yourself. So what are these qualities? What are the qualities in them that you want to have for yourself? How can you acquire these qualities? Now, when I think about people that inspire me, there's so many people. The list would just go on and on and on. But I look at those individuals because, again, all I can do is go with what I see on the surface. I don't know them behind closed doors. They may be very different people. I don't know that. And to be quite honest with you, it doesn't even really matter. But I need to look at them and say, now, what is it about them that I admire the most? And how can I take that part of them to make me a better person? Number 10, quit a bad habit. Are there any bad habits that you can work on eliminating? And again, don't tell me that there aren't, because if you do, you're telling a bald-faced lie, because we all have bad habits, okay? This can include oversleeping. It can include smoking. Thank God that is not my issue. It can include drinking. Again, that is not my issue. It can include cussing. Well, that's my issue just a little bit. It can include shutting people out, hurting other people, not caring, or just procrastinating. And guess what? We all procrastinate. If you say you don't, you're telling a lie. Because we all procrastinate on something. I guarantee you right now, you have at least 2 things that you need to do that you've been procrastinating on because you don't either you don't feel like doing it, or you don't really want to have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So you've been procrastinating. You keep putting it off. And what you do is, I don't know about you guys, I put things off sometimes because I work best when I'm under pressure. I find that I do. That doesn't work for everybody. But I'm working on not procrastinating, getting things done so that they can just be done and over with. Number 11, y'all, this is huge. Avoid negative people. As Jim Rohn says, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Can I say that one more time? Because somebody missed that. You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Show me 5 people that you spend the most time with, and I can tell you exactly where you're going to end up, because you are the average of those people. So wherever we go, there are bound to be negative people. Don't spend too much of your time around them if you feel that they drag you down. I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand, because y'all know I don't like to say hate. I can't stand being around negative people. It drains my energy. Do you understand what I'm saying? It makes me feel like my mind is just being drawn up like an old prune or something. I just don't do negativity. And I'll tell people in a minute, look, if you have to come here with that negative spirit, you need to take that someplace else, because I don't do that very well. Number 12, start a journal. Y'all know I'm always talking about journaling. Journaling is a great way to gain more self-awareness. As you write, clarify your thought process and read what you wrote from an outsider's perspective. This will help you gain more personal insight. Again, this is another reason why I keep my vision journal, my vision book, because I don't do vision boards. I like this because this is my vision for the year in one book. I can add pages to it. I can take pages out of it. I can go back at a glance to say, okay, let me look at my area of my business, and I can see what I said I wanted to do. I can see what I've done, what I haven't done. Do you understand what I'm saying? So journaling is so necessary. Number 13, get a mentor or a coach. There's no faster way to improve than to have someone help you achieve your goals. If you know that you've been struggling with this for a while and you have yet to get it right, you need to get you a mentor and or a coach that can help you sit down and figure out what it is that you need to do more of, or what it is you need to do less of, or help you figure out the right path for you to take. Because some of you all are going down that straight and narrow path, and you're going to keep on going straight, and that's going to lead you nowhere. You might need to go to the right or to the left. But you just keep on going straight, hoping and praying that eventually you'll get where you need to be. And you might not know that if you don't have somebody helping you walk through that process. And that doesn't negate the fact that you need to pray. Pray without ceasing, specifically. But sometimes you do need that hands-on approach with a coach and or a mentor. Number 14, let go of the past. I don't know who needs to hear this, but we all need to let go of the past at some point in time. You cannot keep holding on to the past, because I'm gonna tell you what happens to it. It starts to weigh you down, and then you start to walk around with your shoulders bent in and your head bowed down because the past is just really weighing on you. I didn't say don't forget the past, because when you forget the past, you're likely to repeat it. But I said you got to let that thing go. If somebody hurts you, honey, you forgive them for you, not for them. Forgive them and keep it moving. Because what I'm not going to do is walk around with you on my mind 24/7. The devil is a lie. I'm not doing it. Now, you might be thinking about me, but I'm sure as heck not thinking about you. A situation may have happened. I've forgiven myself for it, or I've forgiven you for it, and I'm going to move on. I'm not sitting around letting that weigh me down. For what? What am I getting out of that? Absolutely nothing. I've forgiven myself, I've forgiven you, and guess what? I won't make that mistake again, and I'm going to keep it moving. So, is there any grievance or unhappiness from the past which you have been holding on to? If so, it's time to let it go as part of your self-improvement. Holding on to it prevents you from moving on and becoming a better person. Forgive yourself and move on. Now, I did not write in my notes, forgive the other person. But especially if that other person is not around for whatever reason, for you to tell them, hey, look, you know what? I forgive you. It's all right. You don't have to do that. Forgive them anyway. Say to yourself, you know what, Michelle? I forgive so-and-so. And then just move on with your life. Number 15, commit to your personal growth. You are responsible for your personal growth as you learn how to improve yourself. So make the decision to commit to your personal growth and embrace a lifelong journey of growth and change. Kick off your growth by picking a few of the steps that I've shared so far and start working on them. And I'm going to link them in the description box too. The results may not be immediate, but I can promise you that as long as you keep at it, you'll start seeing positive changes in your life and in yourself. But you have to get started. You have to get started. Pick one thing and start working on that. And don't try to jump in there tackling everything that I've told you about, because all you're going to do is overwhelm yourself. You'll get burnt out, and then you'll get nowhere. But just pick one thing. Master that, and then move on to something else. So, so that's it. So, y'all, that's all I have for that. I'm going to do a quick recap, and I promise I will let you be. Today I talked about ways to start working on yourself. Number 1, I said break the norm. You have to do that, you guys. Number 2, I said give yourself a performance review. Every quarter, if you will, every month, bi-monthly, however it works for you. Go back and look at your life and say, okay, how did I do in the area of working on me in whatever area it is that you're working on? If it's your health and wellness, how did I do? If it's your finances, how did I do? Look at it from an outsider's perspective and be honest with yourself about how you did. And you if you can't be real with yourself, who else can you be real with? Number 3, I said overcome your fears. That is so important. Fear is the main thing that keeps us from doing the things that we truly want to do. Number 4, wake up early. If waking up an hour early is too much for you, start with just 15 minutes. Or start with 30 minutes. If that's too much, go to 15 minutes. And if that's too much, try 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Whatever it is, try that and get your day started a little earlier to becoming more productive. And like I said, you have to wake up deciding that you want to be a better person. And I can't think of any other way to do that than to wake up and having a few minutes of prayer meditation before you jump into the rigorous stuff of your day. Okay, that's just my thinking. Number 5, I said create a weekly exercise routine. If you're not already working out, honey, I think you need to. And you might say, well, what do I need to work out for? I'm already nice and slim and trim. Okay, you might be, but guess what? Working out is not just about being slim and trim. It's about keeping your heart healthy, your lungs healthy, all that other good stuff on the inside. Number 6, write a letter to your future self. Write a letter, seal it up, and then mark the date for a year, 2 years, 3, 4, no more than 5, to yourself. And at the appointed time, open that letter up to see what you wrote to yourself. And I can't tell you what that letter should say because only you know that. You might decide to write a letter to your future self in a year and say, Michelle, you've come a long way. You've met your fitness goals. You've grown your business. You've launched alligators into space. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. And it's interesting to see if you accomplish the thing that you said or things that you said that you wanted to do. Number 7, get out of your comfort zone. It is so important that you get out of this comfort zone because as long as you stay here, you will never, ever, ever grow. Do you understand what I'm saying? You will never grow as long as you stay inside your comfort zone. You've got to step outside of it. And as you know, did you all notice something? Hold up. Did you notice something? I said you've got to step outside your comfort zone and go here. But when my hands are raised like this, God can now bless me because I have my hands raised to Him, submitting to Him and His will. Plus, I've stepped outside of my comfort zone. Ooh, somebody better shout amen. Let me move on. Number 8, acknowledge your flaws because we all have them. I can acknowledge mine and you should acknowledge yours as well. Number 9, learn from people who inspire you. Think about the people that inspire you and learn from them. I'm not saying they're perfect people because they have their flaws just like you have yours. But learn from them. Learn how they are able to rebound when life happens because life will happen to all of us, guys. And if it hasn't happened to you yet, just keep right on living because it will. You can be going, and I'm not trying to speak negativity over anybody's life because that's just not me. That's not who I am. But life can be going along just as smooth as the top of a slice of pumpkin pie. And then all of a sudden life happens. And your world gets flipped upside down just like that. Just like that. And so you've got to learn excuse me, how to pick yourself up and keep going. And you might say, you know what? I remember so-and-so was going through something. And let me go back and look at how she or he was able to get through that thing. If they have a YouTube channel, go look at their channel for some inspiration. But I am encouraging you to learn from people who inspire you. And number 10, quit a bad habit. We all have bad habits. It could be something very small, but it could be something large too. But those bad habits are going to keep you from getting to your goal, but they also could potentially hurt you in the end. Number 11, avoid negative people. And I shared a quote by Jim Rohn that simply says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I don't know about you all, but I don't attract negativity, number 1, but I don't keep it in my inner circle because it serves no purpose for me. So I choose not to be around that. You can be as negative as you want to be. Doesn't matter to me. But I'm choosing not to be around that. Number 12, I said start a journal. I'm always big on journaling because you can write down the things that you're thinking about. You know, you can write down how your day went. And it helps you to process things. Number 13, get a mentor or a coach, whichever you choose to call them, because those people will help you walk through your life. I had somebody reach out to me recently saying, look, I need a coach to help me get my life together. So I reached out to that individual and I sent them my link. I said, great, send me, get on my calendar and let's talk about what it is that you need, and so that I can figure out how I can best help you. And I'll leave my calendar link in the description box. You can feel free to always get on my calendar and let's just talk. Number 14, let go of the past. Some of you all cannot move ahead because you keep holding on to the past. Whatever happened yesterday, that's in the past. Forgive yourself, forgive that person, and move on. Whatever I just said 2 minutes ago was in the past, to be quite honest with you. So you've got to stop living in the past. Let it go and move on. Okay, so maybe your mom and dad didn't love you the way you wanted to be loved. Maybe that person that you gave your heart to did not give theirs to you. Maybe that relationship did not work out. Maybe that job didn't work out, but that's all in the past, honey. Let that stuff go. Again, like I've said before, if your hands are clasped together like this, you cannot receive what God has for you because your hands are clasped. You've closed off everybody. You closed off everything. Oh, but once you open it up, you leave your hands open to receive that which you have been looking for and so much more. And then number 15, I said commit to your personal growth. You've got to make a commitment to your growth. Because here's the problem. If you don't commit to it, who else is? And I always tell people, why should I believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? So that's all I have, you guys. That's all I have. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tap that bell because I don't want you to miss out on anything. If this is not your first rodeo, welcome back. I have missed you guys. Thank you for being here. And you know the drill, you know my spiel, you guys. I couldn't do what I do without each and every one of you. And I love you all to the moon and back, and there's nothing you can do about it because nothing you say or do will make me ever stop loving you for who you are. And guess what? It's not even always with the love of Michelle, but it's always with the love of Christ. That's how I'm able to love people. And for those of you that I know personally, of course, I love you with the love of Michelle. And you know what? I'm not even going to say that because a lot of y'all don't even know, will never, ever, ever get a chance to meet. But I still love you anyway, and I want you to succeed. I want you to be the best that you can be. So listen, I hope something that I said encourages you, helps you to move forward, to become a much better person. Because life is so full and so abundant, and there's so much out here waiting on you. But you have to be in the right mindset, the right frame of mind to receive that which God has in store for you. So be the reason that someone feels welcome, seen, heard, valued, loved, and supported. Today, tomorrow, and always. Until next time, take care.